Hey everyone, this is Lawai Jockey. Welcome to my channel. How's it going? So this is kind of a review, let's play commentary thing I thought I would do on one of what I hope are going to be many games I'm going to be doing reviews on. So yeah, I'm recording this after I actually did the video footage of playing the game. I was going to do it while I was playing the game, but I didn't do it that way, just because it was just too much. I actually had done original hardware this time. Well, kind of original hardware. I actually played it on my PSP and not my PS1. It is a PS1 game. And the name of this game, you just saw the intro, is the Victorious Thoroughbreds. Hopefully, I'll be putting up a picture of the of my original copy somewhere. And this one came out in 1996. It is from Island Creations, I believe, is the name of the company. They didn't make very many games. I think they only made about 4 of them, and this was their first game. And the other games were, I think there was like an RPG, and there was a some sort of gambling game. But yeah. So this game came out back in 1996. I'll probably hold my kind of review part till the end. Now I recorded it on semi-real hardware just because the emulation side of it just stinks. When I tried to put this through an emulator, the images were getting all pixelated really badly and like holes through the pictures. It was pretty bad. So. And then I thought, what the heck? Let me do a little bit of a playthrough of it, and do a commentary while it's playing. I might pause during the playthrough, but pretty much this game is pretty straightforward. It is easy to figure out for even non-Japanese readers. There's not a lot to it. It's a jockey game. It's more of what I like to call an arcade-style jockey game. There are some good points to it. There are also some bad points to it. There are quite a few bad points to it. The goal of this game is to get to France, of course. The Prix Arc de la Triomphe, I believe is how you say it. My French isn't very good. So, but to get to that race, and you have to do, I guess, a series of races to get to that part, which I have not done. And will I do in the future? I don't know. Just because the mechanics of this game really fall short. They could have done a few things that would have made it easier. Maybe they were planning a player's guide for this, but it never came out because the instruction manual for this is very limited. It is 14 pages, but it really doesn't get into details on some of the things that are kind of important that you really kind of need when you are playing this game. So let me get going here on the video. Okay, so here it is, the screen to get you started. First thing you got to do is you got to select what part of Japan you want to be, east or west. In this case, I selected west. And then you need to select a name. They give you 2 choices, hiragana, katakana, no English. So I selected 1, 2, 3. So just to make it easier. You can sort of see it there, the 1 line, the 2 line, and the 3 line. Yes, this is your stables, and that's your menu. Yeah, I'll just take a moment and talk about that, the menu on there. So there are 6 things there for the menu. The first one is it advances you to the next whatever you're planning to do, whether it being the next year or the next race. Depending on the situation. To the right of that is it shows you the information on who are the top horses in whichever racetrack. Gives you that info. Then the second one to your left, that is info on which races are available. It gives you like a race schedule, so you can go through that, and you'll see that later on in the video. And then to the right of that is where you retire the horse. And I didn't show retiring a horse, although I should have. Retiring a horse is quite common, I think, in this game. And then below that is the, I guess in Chinese it's called the Qingbao, which is like the information on the current horse you have selected that's in your stable. If it's in the field, which is to the right, you can't really get any info on it. It's not till it gets into the stables that you can. And really that information just tells its history, which races it ran, how much money it's made, etc. And then of course the last part of it is to save. So that's pretty straightforward. But as for the retirement side, I'll probably talk about that at the end of this Let's Play or Let's Play review, so you get an idea. But like I said, it had a lot of shortcomings, and this is probably one of them. Now, the next section will be breeding, and the breeding part is quite interesting. This is what you'll be doing mostly. There's no money involved, which is really cool with this game. What you do is you select a horse for your mare, and then you select a stallion, and then it'll go to the next year, and you'll have a new horse. Pretty straightforward. The breeding on this, though, is one of the parts I do like, only because it makes a lot of sense here, in the sense of this is what they did well, basically. So you select your mare, right? And then after you select your mare, you then select your stud. And as you can see by the various examples here, they have 3 different colors. There's white, there's yellow, and then there's red. That indicates something called inbreeding. Now, if they're white, it's outbreeding. If it's red, it's very close inbreeding. And if it's yellow, it's kind of in the middle. So, and I'll talk about that kind of stuff in a breeding video, which I may have already uploaded by the time I upload this, or maybe not sure. But yeah, that's an interesting thing, and I do like how they do this in this game, because it right away gives you an indication of okay, yeah, this is being red, of course. You might get a powerful horse, but the horse could be very easily injured, or you could also get genetic defects, right? Because of the inbreeding. So for this review Let's Play, I actually picked horses that are not any form of, they're outbreeded, which is the opposite, obviously. And this is really the only pre-indication you get when you about the horse you're about to make, right? About to breed or create, because you don't know. They don't give you any info on the horse. There's only 2 parts where they actually give you info that you need. Part 1 is when you're doing the breeding, which is a possible you'll get a horse like that. And part 2, when you're about to do a race, you'll get a little comment from a woman saying, oh, this race is doing good, the training's been going well. Other than that, you don't, and that's really awful when that happens. So, as you can see here, I'll just see at this point in time, you have to pick the name for your new horse. In this case, it's a female horse. I picked simple names for it. I think it's Kinohe or something like that, or Kinoha. My katakana is not very good, and I did that with this Let's Play. And like I said, female horse. It is already 1 year old. It'll be in the pasture area, and then right away in this game, it'll jump to the next. It'll go right away to the next. What do you call that? To the next year. So now we do a second breeding, and again you select a horse. Now, when I was doing this, I was looking at the sire lines of both the horses. I was specifically trying not to pick Northern Dancer. I think in one of these I did, just to show, because there's a lot of breeding going on with Northern Dancer. The Northern Dancer line is in a lot of horses, so I didn't want to do an inbreeding of that. And like I said, the horses that I did pick were non, there wasn't any inbreeding or any worry on that. And like I said, I will do a video regarding the breeding stuff. So, and basically this is what you do. You create a horse in this game. And then at 3 years old, you enter it in races, and you wait and see the outcome to see what happens, in the sense of how well the race will perform, or how well, I should say, the horse will perform in the race. So, yeah, it's kind of wild that way. Now, my 3-year-old horse, first one, is about ready to enter a race. So this is where it gets fun. This is the other shortcoming of this. You can see there's the history information. There's not much info. Doesn't say how this horse was training, etc. So you don't know. You don't know what kind of distance it likes. I sort of have an idea from when I was doing the breeding. So here is the schedule that is available at the various racetracks. And if you look at it, all of them, or most of them, are blacked out. You can't see them. Not I want to enter the horse in, I just want to see what they are, right? And they won't let you do it. The only ones they let you see are the ones that are selected for you, in this case, the 3-year-old new horses. Now you can sort of get an idea what they are if you know a bit about horse racing in Japan. You have sort of an idea, but you don't know how they qualify to get a horse into that race. You don't know what the name of it, etc. Yeah, it becomes awkward, and it makes it difficult for you to build that line that you need to get to France, right? So it's almost like you need to do a lot of basically scum saving. Oh, it didn't work, okay, quit, okay, do it again. Oh, it didn't work, quit, do it again. It was a pain in the side. I did get hung up on there's probably edited out, but I did get hung up on the breeding screen. I was trying to get out of it, and I wasn't reading it properly. It took me about a couple of minutes, but then I eventually was able to get out of the screen, because what this game does is right away it'll jump to either a race, or it'll jump to the next year for breeding. So as you can see here, I think it will jump all the way till June, the first week. And here it is, the race. And my horse is in number 2 spot. It's got 2 triangles, which means it has a possibility of winning, or at least placing. And you'll see that this is another one of its shortcomings, and I'll explain it as the race is going. Good news is they put a little triangle over where your horse is, right? But the bad news is they don't give you any markers or indicating how much is left in track, which is a pain in the side. Now, to control the horse is pretty straightforward. Your direction pad left and right. The circle button is to make your horse go faster. The X button is to pull on the reins to make it slow down. And the triangle button is the whip. So as you can see here, I'm just trying to figure out how to get it all going. And I don't think I did well on this race. I didn't do too badly. But I think I came in 6th on this one, unfortunately. And you're not, there's nothing. You can't, there's no markers you can see on the track. It makes it difficult. I didn't change the camera angle because I did that in a pre-recording, and I was getting all lost. There's a couple of camera angles there, so it was, I gave up on it. I just said, nah, forget it. You can see here, okay, came in 6th, didn't make any money, and I think now I'm going to select another race for it to get into. Now the race selection screen is quite interesting. Yeah, that screen there that you just saw, that's the one of the top racers, the top jockeys and the top horses in various race courses. So yeah, here it is. I'm about to select it. Yeah, they're all blacked out. And, there is some stuff available, of course, being a 3-year-old, that hasn't won a race yet. But like I said, and the selection goes very quickly. You just tap your finger button a little bit and it zips on by. So that's not very helpful either. But yeah, I selected this race as well, and I think it was a month later. And like I said, you don't have any indication except at this point in time how your horse is going to do. And the horse, again, this time it's in number 4. It's got the 2 triangles, possibility it can place. These little icons for the loading screen are kind of cute. I'm guessing one of the guys who did the design, they probably drew them up and put them in last minute. So, but yeah, here you go. I didn't change the camera angle just because. But yeah, there's the markers you can't really see. There's no markers to tell you how much distance is left, and there's like nothing. It just shows you where you are in the group. So you're kind of following with the rest of the horses. It's quite. But I just said, forget it. I'm gonna go for it. So yeah. In this one, I did a bit better actually. The horse in yellow, he was just too fast, way too fast. So, but as you can see where the finish line is, and I did come in second on that. So, and I'm guessing this horse that I bred isn't too bad. It might win a G if I do continue. But then again, it's hard to tell because how many races do you want to run with this horse? Will it get injured? Right? Like you're probably going to do a lot of scum saving. Here you go. I came in second in that. It won some money. But there's no other indication. There's nothing. It doesn't say, this horse needs a rest, or best to maybe give it a few months, or it's ready to go. And as you can see, those are the other 2 horses that I also had ready to go, and they will go next year and then the year after, right? So and this is just the save at the end, so just finishing it up. Cute little icon at the end for the save. Like I said, it was probably one of the designers who did a little freehand and colored it in with like Corel Draw or something in 1990s. But yeah, it's kind of cute. So overall, my idea of this game, well, it's fun. If you want to invest the time in it to figure it out, you can. If you can unlock more of those races when you can, and sort of keep a running tab on what they are, then you will eventually figure out the way to France. But like I said, it's like one hand tied behind your back. You don't know the training of your horse. The horse can get injured very quickly. When I was doing this last week, I was testing it out, and I had a horse, and I had it running 3 races, and in the 3rd race, it injured itself to a point where I don't think it could heal, so I had to retire it. So really, it's a lot of hit and miss, and a lot of almost scum saving if you wanted to play this game. I guess eventually you could figure it out. And my guess is you get the right horse to breed, and then you put it into the right races, and you can get it to France, and then rinse, repeat, almost. And then if you got it down to a science, you can almost do like a speed run, seriously, if you wanted to on this. So it's more of an arcade style. Would I play it again? Yeah, probably. To figure it out. It's great for the breeding information. It talks a lot about the different sire lines. There's a huge list of them. And those horses that are in there were horses at the time. They're actual horses. I did some research, and I did see those horses pop up. They did exist, and some of them, created horses that were that did do well in the future. Unfortunately, because this game is quite old. The horses that are featured in here are no longer with us. But, of course, their children live on, which is kind of cool. But, so there you have it. So this was the Victorious Thoroughbreds. And please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.